All right, I got about 16 minutes of lunch break left, so this is going to be quick. Base, argument, exponent, logarithm, base 5, argument 2x minus 5, equal starts with an E, 3. So 5 cubed is 2x minus 5. 5 cubed, 5 times 5 times 5 is 125 is 2x minus 5. I add 5. I don't subtract it. I don't be that kid. And I get 130 is twice x. I divide by 2. Hopefully I ain't a button pusher. I get 65. Done. Remember, everything inside is understood to be to the first power when you talk about it as a whole. So this is 5x squared minus 2, power over root 1 over 5. I need that so I can do the third one using y1, y2, because y1 is 4x squared minus 2 to the first, but the root is 4. And then I put a 3 in y2, and I go and I can push some buttons. It's going to slow me down right here. Waiting on a TI-84. TI-84 too slow. Anywho, what do we have here? We have parentheses 4x to the second minus a 2 rooftop to the 1/4 power. And in y2 we have a 3. And then we do a zoom 6 because that's what we always be doing, right? We always do a zoom 6. So that's what we're going to do. And then we're just going to wait a minute. Now this graph has perfect symmetry. It's the same on the left as it is on the right. So we're only going to have to do one answer just to save time, unless for some reason you don't see symmetry. Anyway, second trace 5. I'm going to take my little cursor and get her close to that right answer. I'm going to press the enter button 3 times. And she is 4.5552. That's on the right, which means the left is negative 4.5552. All right, solve the factor polynomial. Let's see here, change sign, easy. X is 4, 2x plus 5 is 0. We subtract 5, and then we divide by 2. Negative 5 halves goes right there. Let's see here. The other one we have is 5x squared minus 125 is a nothing. We add 125 to both sides. We divide by 5. Notice I ain't pushing buttons on the calculator. You shouldn't either, but you are. X squared is 25. The opposite of squaring is square rooting. So x is, don't forget, and this got so many kids, the plus or the minus symbol. Positive 5, negative 5. If f of c is a 0, this literally means that x equals c. And it is literally saying it's a 0. If x equals c is a 0, then if I shift it over, I get x minus c being equal to 0. This makes this a factor. Because the remainder is 0, it's said to enter evenly. And by the way, the remainder is 0. That's how that works. All right, number 6. It went bad for some of y'all, bro. We're going to add 4. We're going to do the easy stuff. 2 natural logs of 4x minus 3 is a 20. We're going to divide out that 2. I don't understand why we can't do this, but apparently we can't. It's just too hard for us. We must have to have a mental break, us poor little things. I put in the understood base of E. Base, argument, exponent. Look at your TI-84. Look at the ln key. There's a blue E there. I swear there is. E to the 10th must equal 4x minus 3. I'm going to add 3 to both sides. E to the 10th plus 3 is now 4x. I'm just going to divide out that 4, and I am done. So, oh my land, the number of y'all still leaving the quadratic formula blank. Should you get bussed back to Garner's room? Are you freaking kidding me? You don't know the quadratic formula? How do you breathe? Honestly, how do you do that? Thank God breathing is an automatic function, because if it wasn't, we'd lose about 3 of y'all a day. X equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Opposite of, by the way, this is a, this is b, and this is c. Because I think that's how you talk to yourself in your head. So x is going to be 10 plus or minus a square root of a negative 10 that is squared. Notice these are parentheses because I know you're a button pusher, even though you shouldn't be. Minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c, which is 5. All sitting pretty over twice a 3. Anyways, that's 100. I am taking away 60. That's a 40. So I got a 10 over 6 because 2 times 3 is 6, plus or minus a root of 40 sitting pretty over 6. Root of 40 is a root of 4 times a root of 10, and a root of 4 is 2, so 2 root 10. It's sitting over 6. 2 over 6 is a third. 10 over 6 is 5 thirds. because they're both even, plus or minus, the 2's cancel, root 10 sitting pretty over 3. Number 8, solve 3 times 4 to the x minus 2 plus 5 is 20. Express your answer in perfect form and as a decimal round of the 10,000th. So the easy thing you can do is subtract 5, right? Then you can divide by 3, right? And then you can log. You can make this thing a log. Base, exponent, argument. A log of base 4, whose argument is 5, is equal to x minus 3. We're just going to add 3 to the other side. Notice I don't add that to the 5. Quit being that kid. You can't do it. It's an argument of a logarithm. And that is my perfect answer. Now, to push buttons in a calculator, I've told you 100 times, I'm an ln man. I'm going to do ln5 over ln4. Why you're not getting this stuff down, I don't know. You need to find a way to make it stick. I know you don't care to learn the content. Don't care. Can't care. You got to learn the content. 4.16096 when we push the buttons in a TI-84. Assuming I did everything right. Looks like I did. So it's about 4.16, sorry, 10. Check that again. Yeah, I'm good with that. No, I'm not. That's supposed to be a 2. 3.1610. John 3:16. Choose 4 of the following that are equivalent to the 4th root. Now, you have to know your power over n notation to do this problem because, God bless you, you probably don't know what the 4th root of 625 is. That's the dude you push a button on in a calculator. Like, you had to get this one to get the rest of them because your number sense, lacking. That's all I can say. Extremely lacking. And it's 5. That gave me choice 3. 25 to the 1/2 is a square root function. Choice 4. Choice 6, because, you know, that is literally saying the cubic root of 125. Watch. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. There you go. Moving on to 10, use synthetic division to completely factor. Now, first off, this says x is -4, which means x plus 4 is a factor. Oh, so many of y'all picked A. A was not even on the menu, bruh. It's a -4 out front. A couple of y'all made that +4. I know sign mistakes happen. I've seen that confusion year after year. We do DMA, we drop, multiply, and add. -4 times 1 is -4, 0. -4 times 0 is 0. -25. -4 times -25 is 100. Remainder, constant, x squared. We have x squared minus 25, which factors as x minus 5 times x plus 5. Choice B, moving forward in my life, not backwards. Given 3 terms of the sequence, 6, 15, 24, write a rule for the sequence, no working, no credit. The difference here is 9, because 6 plus 9 is 15, and 15 plus 9 is 24. I got a formula right here. The nth term is the first term of 6 plus the difference of 9 times n minus 1, and then I just do math, kids. You act like you've never done math. If I have a 9n, -9 plus 6, -3. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm just going to do number 12 the longest way possible, which is to write the whole thing down. The difference is 7, right? So the 4th term, which is the one I actually care about, see that? The 4th term is going to be, what, 26? If I add 7, I'm sitting at 33. If I add 7, I'm at 40, 47, 54, 61, 68. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need the 11th term. And then I have 75. And if I just do this, I get 404. Number 13, besides being left blank by a couple of kids, the ratio is always the second over the first. There were several kids who missed the ratio. If I take a half and I divide it by -1, I get -1/2. I really didn't like seeing your 0.5s, by the way. The rules are right here. The explicit form is a -1 times the ratio of -1/2 to the n minus 1. I did not ask you to do anything with it. The recursive form is given to you. The nth term is curly brace. The first term, and you don't have to say a sub 1 equals, it's just -1 if n is 1. And then the ratio of -1/2 times a sub n minus 1 if n is bigger than 1. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. 14, show the formula setup, then push the buttons. This is actually, if you want the 3rd term, which is what you need to find a sub 3 by plugging a 3 in. 3 minus 1 is 2. And this fits back in 8. So in my summation formula, I know that the first term is 8. 1 minus the ratio. This is R, bruh. It's a -2, sitting over 1 minus a -2. Now, you still have to know what n is. N for the bajillionth time is 11 minus 3, add 1 back. 11 minus 3 is 8, you add 1 back, you get 9. I need a 9 there. And then I go push buttons and I get B. I promise you, just push the buttons, you get B. You find the sum of 9 things. Moving forward, completely simplify the expression such that all exponents are positive. 35 and 50 are both divisible by 5. 35 divided by 5 is 7. 50 divided by 5 is 10. It was only between C and D. That was it. Think about e cubed over e to the -7th. You've got a rule that says if an exponent is negative, shift it to the numerator. So you have e cubed times e to the 7th. You have a rule that says we add exponents when things are alike. We should be sitting on an e to the 10th up top. Completely simplify the cubic root of 81, x to the 17th, y to the 14th. Now 317, let's think about this. Let's go old school. 317 5 times, that's 15. The remainder of 2. I need x to the 5th out front, which they all have, but I need an x squared inside. No. So what I'm thinking about there is x to the 5th out front, x squared outside, okay? 314 4 times with a remainder of 2, so I need a y squared inside. And they all have a y squared, but it entered 4 times, I need a y to the 4th, and the remainders already have y to the 4th. Cubic root of 81 is the cubic root of 3 times the cubic root of 27. The cubic root of 27 is 3, so I have 3 cubic root 3. I need a 3 on the outside and a 3 on the inside, and the only one that gave me that was choice B. 17. Oh my Lanta, how are you not getting this? Solve log base 2, argument 5x minus 9 plus 1. That would be ln of 5x minus 9, sitting pretty over ln of 2, and then take away 1. y2, ln of 2x plus 1, sitting pretty over ln of 6, and then take away 5. And then you go push some buttons. I don't think half the student body is getting this right. And it's a crying shame, because it ain't hard. The only thing hard in my class lately is your heads. They are hard heads. Y'all just don't want to learn. It's called apathy. Don't know, don't care. Fix it, kids. I can't fix apathy. That's a you thing, not a me thing. Let's see, that's sitting pretty over the natural log of 2, and then I have to add 1. And the other guy was ln 2x plus 1. Running low on time here. And I put that over the ln of 6. And then I have to what? Take away 5, and then I do a zoom 6. I always done a zoom 6. That's what you do. I even remember actually rewriting this equation so it'd be a little easier for you to do, believe it or not, because I had the red one in the left-hand side, which actually made it a little harder. It did. Second trace 5. Take my little cursor and I move the right button just like I've told you to until I see it. And then I press the magic enter key once, twice, thrice. And then I get an answer. 1.8056. I would say 1 in 4 juniors, you can't do slope. I had so many kids ask me if this was a -6 too. I get that it was hard to read, but where is it, bruh? The formula for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus, I put the 2 in the wrong spot, it's not x squared, x2 minus x1. So -6, take away 6. Sitting pretty over 2 minus a -4. I had a kid tell me 2 minus -4 was 8. That's because you're doing stuff in a calculator. You accidentally hit the times key. It's 6. -6 minus 6 is -12. -12 over 6, -2 all day long. 19, the price of a postage stamp in the year since the end of World War I is shown in the scatter plot below. I don't know how many kids tried to look at scatter plot, but it was too many. I gave you a hint. When X is 60, the price of a stamp is 15. Now, it turns out if you put a 60 right there, you'll get really close to 15. That was 1.43. Inside was 1.04, and you're going to rooftop that bad boy to the 60th power. And God, it's close. Choice 3. Table shown below is a result of an experiment involving the growth of bacteria. Let's see, stat, edit. Oh, the bell rang. They're just going to have to wait. That's all I can tell them. I got 1, 3, 5. What's the next one? 7, 9, 11. And 2. 25. Most of my students can't read. Did you know that? You can't read. It says do an exponential, sorry, it doesn't say do an exponential regression. It says do a Powell regression. You were not supposed to look at the scattered plots. You just had to RTFQ. Read the effing question, kids. All right, so come on. I don't have time here. Open my calculator. I'm going to go to stat. I'm going to go to calc. I am going to go down to power regression. Then I'm going to scroll my happy little butt down to calculate. And there you go. 2.001. Y equals 2.001. The base, I usually wrap them in parentheses, 2.98. Yeah. What did I say? 298. And then if you look, look, kids, it's showing you the layout up here. Raised to the x. Plug in a 15. That's part B. 2.001 times 2.298 rooftops to the 15th power. Something seems wrong. Did I not copy my equation? I think I missed a decimal, didn't I? Stat, calc, got in a hurry. What's going on here? Exponential regression. No, I'm doing power regression, sorry. .001. Oh, I wrote it wrong, didn't I? 2.001 x to the 2.298. Got in a hurry. Sorry. 2.001. I want a 15 there. Rooftop to 2.298. And I get roughly 1,009. I took either 1,009 or 1,010. I took either one of them. I did. And that's all the time I got because sixth period apparently wants to get in here. So there you go, kids.